Spirit in the sky. That's where I'm gonna go when I die. That's better. Right. Perfect. And yes, it's working on the stream too. Fantastic, fantastic, fantastic. Right, hello everybody, we are back with the letter. I'm a bit busy at the moment actually. I've been taking on a few things. My GM in a campaign online, well, I'm not going to be unfair to him. I mean, there's in real life shit that's going on and I don't know anything about. But so far it's been kinda, me giving the players a few missions and that, and tasks to do, you know, NPCs to talk with. So at the moment, that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to do this and the stream at the same time. But I've said, you know, I'll have to stream for now, but I will be back, so... they're decent people, they'll be calm. Anyway, not much else went on today. Bloody... To the dog to the vets, though. He's okay, though. He's just bloody mad. No, Becca's gone down. That's it. Zack and Ash bid us goodbye. Shortly before Becca and I crossed the other side of the street. The former claimed he's got a few freelance jobs to take care of before the day ends. And Ash? Who knows? He never tells. I'll never tell. Alright, has it bloody... yep, there's the mobile dashboard. Fantastic. And sometimes it will just randomly appear at your doorstep, looking for a place to crash. He does that to Zack a lot, much to the latter's frustration. But he's a busy guy too, in spite of the laid-back air he gives off.
Thanks for today, everyone!
Whee!
No problem, Zack. I'm sorry for what happened earlier.
Oh, fuck.
Huh?
Oh, God. Oh, I did have a similar experience when I was a couple of years back when I was under a lot of stress. I started hearing shit. Not voices, but I heard like, you know, I was here completely alone, and all of a sudden I just kind of heard a right next to my face there, even though there was no one fucking there. Hey, how you doing? How you doing, Darks? How you doing? We just come across another creepy moment. This voice, this sensation. Cold, sickening, drowning. My chest tightening, breathing becoming laboured. I can taste blood in my mouth. The edges of my vision blurs. In the distance, amidst the countless nameless people going about their lives, a voice reaches out to me. Pleading, even as I clench my eyes tight and clasp my hands over my ears. Whispering and whispering and whispering. Calling out.
No, not me.
God, this game scares the shit out of me. That's good to hear, Darks. As I've said before with this game, just thinking about playing this game just makes my arse pucker, to be honest, because, oh, the imagery of the ghost in this is just, oh, somebody.
Isabella? Earth to Isabella?
Her voice, the whole world suddenly snaps into place. The murmurs, gone. Why won't I back of raises an eyebrow at me?
Weren't you listening? Are you coming with me?
Oh, yeah. Just, okay, sorry. I spaced out.
Not sure if you missed that, but I was saying about how I had a very during this very stressful time of my life, I actually heard like a sound of someone like sighing right by my ear, even though, again, nobody was in this room, and I was wearing these, which are like noise cancellation, so it's harder to hear from.
You always do that.
Charming. I followed out the complaint, but not before a sneaky glance to the far end of the street, where the voice came from, where another set of eyes might be staring at me. Nothing. There are only Zack and Ash watching over us as we head back to where Becca parked her car. Oh, you did her, yeah. Oh, that's a creepy experience that was. But like I said, it was because of the stress. It was clearly because of the stress, not anything supernatural. So what was it? Sorry, someone else was saying something. Yeah. Let's see. I'm expecting to see something or someone there. I try not to let it show. Try not to think of the tiny pinpricks of fear crawling at the pit of my stomach.
Yeah. See ya.
Another glance at the final wave, we go our own ways. See, I don't know what I saw, I don't know what I heard, I don't want to know. And if this is what would happen, if this is what would help me sleep tonight, what would give back that normalcy in my life, then so be it. The darkness closes around me, grasping, pulling, engulfing me. The ground caves in, and without warning, I'm falling. Ah! Damn, I thought my room was messy, but Jesus Christ, look at this. Actually, well, okay. I'll rephrase that. My room is messy, but it doesn't have used up bloody noodle cups and food all over the place. It. I will defend that. That is something I don't have. Step open. For instance, it doesn't immediately register where I am. Both my back and shoulders ache after I've fallen asleep or hunched up the night before. Drenched in sweat, the nest of pillows I often keep around me feel more suffocating than comforting. I let my eyes adjust to the bright morning light streaming through my window, and allow my breathing to slow down before untangling myself from the pile. I haven't had a single dream since coming to Luxburg, or at least none I can recall having. That's a shame because they used to be so vivid. Not the crazy vivid, but more pleasant kind I would tell my siblings about. Maybe it's just the stress of living alone? The knowledge that I'll always wake up in an empty apartment with no one to tell stories to.
What time is it?
Habit forced me to look over the clock, even the soreness weighing heavily on my shoulders and the compulsion to never leave my bed for the day. In a heartbeat, I'm up.
Oh man, of all the times to oversleep. Towel? Towel? Where's my towel?
Admittedly, it's a weekend. That's an unspoken rule that entitles me to extra hours of sleep. But if Rose didn't kill me yesterday, she sure as hell will now. And right after what happened. Oh lord. One box of donuts as peace offering won't be enough the second time round. Grab my towel, I'm already a few short steps away from the bathroom when muffled ringing breaks out of my bag. There's no indecision at first. I'm conflicted whether I should just ignore it or answer it. But what if it's Rose? Or worse, our boss? Ah, sheesh. In the end, the vegetable part of my brain wins out. The letter from yesterday peeks out when I pull the device out. Just a sight enough to put... Just the sight of it is enough to put me in a foul mood, and it takes every force of will for me to ignore it in favour of answering the call. The caller ID reads Mama.
Huh?
It's around 4:45 PM in the Philippines right
That's
now.
an unusual time for them to call.
Usually it's about noontime here, and I'm the one calling, but not the other way around. Better for them to use that money on something else other than an international call. Regardless, in the most cheerful tone I can map
Hello?
together.
Hello? Grace? How are you?
Mama! I'm doing okay. How are you guys over there?
We're good, we're good. EJ won a storytelling contest at school the other week. Brought home a medal. I thought you should know.
There's a tired lilt in her voice as she speaks. It's been there since Papa had to leave his job. I wish there's something I can do for her. But from miles away like this, the least I'm able to do is not make her worry. If only my older brother would actually lend her a hand, but Lord knows if that'll ever happen. Odds are, Kuya Jordan's already out drinking right now. Again. I can count on my older sister either, knowing she has a family of her own, and, well... 8. Anne's financial situation isn't exactly great now, having ran herself knee-deep in debt. Ooh.
Great! That's great! Tell him congratulations from me. And let him know I'm gonna send him a little something extra this Christmas. How about Nico? Karen? Michael? I hope they're okay?
They're doing well. They wanted to talk to you, but they're all busy with school.
Oh no, that's fine. I don't want to bother them. Just tell them to keep doing their best for me. I'll just call back when I know they're not busy.
Sorry, I just had to be distracted because I'm talking to a friend about some heavy stuff in the background. I hope you don't mind.
And Papa? How's Papa doing?
Subject I'm a bit hesitant to broach. From the way Mama's voice hitches, she doesn't want to bring up either.
Papa. Grace, he's having a little difficulty right now. Weak appetite, he's having trouble swallowing, and lost a few pounds. But the doctor said we should keep encouraging him. It just means his body's accepting his new treatment well. The money you sent last time helped a lot to pay for it, by the way.
Oh, I see. That's good.
I won't deny that life has gotten tough for our family. It used to be easy back when Papa was in good shape. But ever since he was diagnosed with a sickness 5 years ago, he has been unable to provide for us. Now the burden of feeding 8 mouths and settling Papa's bills all rest on my shoulders. Although Mama makes little, excepting sewing and laundry jobs in our neighbourhood, it's scarcely enough to cover the costs of day-to-day living, let alone the bloating hospital bills. We can't even expect help from our own government because the health insurance there barely covers anything. Yeah, that's another problem with health insurance. Fuck it.
I'm sure he'll get better soon. Is he well enough to talk? Do you think I'll be able to speak to him, Ma?
Silence. I sort of think that the call got cut.
Listen, Grace. Maybe it's better if we transfer Papa to a different hospital. Somewhere cheaper?
What? Why? Did something happen? Is it the deposit issue again? Give me the hospital's number. I'll talk to them.
No, it's nothing bad. The service here is good. Too good. Even the doctors. But I'm worried you're working yourself to the ground because of it.
Mama, we've been through this before. I want the best for Papa. And don't worry about the bills or the medicine, or me for that matter. I can handle myself. Everything's going well here. In fact, we're about to close a large sale.
Hopefully. If not, then I'll find another way. She doesn't need to know that. Sorry, Mama. You taught me not to lie to you. Yeah, look at what I'm
I'll
doing.
have money to send over soon to cover the rest of Papa's treatment. And there's...
Thank you so much, dear. I appreciate it. We all do. But I just wish you'd come home to us soon.
Yeah, fuck the Philippines. I say that so harshly. I don't really know what's like in the Philippines, but from what I've heard, it's not not that good. Not that the UK's perfect, to be honest. But I prefer to live here or the US than some other places. Actually, no, here or Canada, I'd prefer than most other places. Ah. Kailan Kayui? I still don't. When are you coming home? EJ, the youngest, used to be the only person asking me that. How do you respond to a question you don't have a different answer to? 5 years later, and I still can't get them a straight answer. I swear, though Mama can't see it, I fight to keep my lips from quivering, my voice from shaking. She's got enough on her plate as it is. No need to weigh her down with unnecessary
Promise me you'll
concerns.
be there to welcome me when I do, okay?
Of course. I'm sorry, Grace. I need to take this for a while.
There's a small commotion at the other end. Sound of gates opening, the voice child, EJ, talking excitedly about his day at school and tapping the feet on the floorboards as he runs. Been years since I went home, but I can still picture the whole scene in my mind. Oh, thanks for the follow, Darks. Oh, welcome back. I didn't realise you left. I do apologise. And again, thank you very much for the follow. Did Mum manage to furnish in the living room again? What are they having for dinner today? I miss them.
It's
so
okay,
much.
Ma. I need to go too. I've got work today. I'll call again soon, alright?
On a Saturday? Oh, never mind. Take care of yourself, dear. I love you.
I love you. Bye.
I think my phone has a few issues. Whenever I say "I" to someone, it says "love you," even though they're complete strangers. I think my phone has some lonely issues. It ends with a soft click, leaving half-truths and empty promises hanging in the air. Close my eyes for a moment, I take a deep breath and shake away the thoughts beginning to swim inside my head. It's pointless to mull over these things right now.
Okay, Isabella. Time to get that mansion sold.
Unfortunately, before I can take a single step away from my phone, it rings again. No doubt Mom forgot to say
Mama?
something.
Did you forget anything?
Excuse you? I'm too young to be your mom. Are you still sleeping? Hold on, never mind that. Get yourself in the office. Hurry!
Office? What about the open house? Oh no. Is it Sir John? Did he hear about yesterday? Am I in trouble? Oh god, oh god, oh god! I'm gonna get yelled at, aren't I? What do I do? I'll buy you an extra box of donuts if...
No, it's nothing like that. Will you calm down? Get yourself here, all right? I'll tell you everything then.
There's the toto din of several feet shuffling against wooden floorboard and indistinct yelling in the background before Rose cuts connection. That isn't in any way comforting, but it's enough reason for me to hastily discard my phone and finish my shower in record time. I'm in my office within 20 minutes of leaving my apartment, completely disheveled and out of breath. A feat if I take into account my usual travel time. Routine clamour, common to Briar Realty Corp's Blackburn office greets me as soon as my foot crosses the threshold. Yeah, I saw that cute little sheep. It reminds me a bit, although it morbidly reminds me of the game Catherine, if you've ever seen that, with all the different sheep climbing up to the next level. Papers rustling, telephones ringing at sporadic intervals, agents talking at varying volumes, staff moving about, and...
Where the hell is C? Where are my employees?
Ah, hide!
What the actual fuck, guys? Of all the times to disappear without notice.
My boss's words turn muffled as someone else closes the door to his office, likely the work of our HR manager. Throughout the past weeks, he's been in a bad mood over a few employees who have failed to report to work. I hear they're still trying to get a hold of them, but to no avail. The result is, half their workload has been shifted to all available staff, so as to not lose clients. Bloody hell. Not that I mind the extra work. If anything, it means I'll have more to send to my family back home. The rumors of the branch closure circulating because of this is, indeed, a bit worrisome. At least that doesn't posh so. And usually I'm the one people call posh all the time. My bag barely touches the top of my day when Rose pulls me aside.
I need you to help me with these papers. If you could also get these signed and photocopied before lunch today, that would be great.
One after another, she throws a bunch of paperwork in my hands without explanation. A page flushes away from the top pile and I lean down to pick it up, my eyes scanning the top of the page as I straighten. A purchase and sale agreement. Rose simply gestures a thumb in the direction of our visitor lounge when I tilt my head in question. There, sitting on the sofa and looking completely out of place, in the humbly decorated room, is the same couple from the day before. The Wrights. Something bubbles up in my throat. Their presence in the office can only mean one thing.
They're buying it? We got a deal?
She swats at my hand, tugging her sleeve, although her eyes are alight with something akin to joy. She wants the sale to happen as much as I do, and now that it's here, the deal needs to be closed. Yet, documents need to be signed still. But the elation is there. Along with the foreboding feeling, I can't quite pinpoint.
I had to do a little damage control, but they're already interested in acquiring the property, even before they attended the open house. I mean, isn't it obvious? They already hired an interior designer.
Yeah, so
I've never seen a buyer as aggressive as Madame Wright. She didn't even try to negotiate a lower rate.
Also, like you were just saying, that person's as posh as hell. Did you ever play Fallout, the game Fallout? Because in the first one, you can actually run into a person who calls himself Robin of Locksley, and when you talk to him after a while, breaking into his hideout and everything, he eventually says, "Oh yes, and I'd like to ask you one thing. What the bloody hell are you doing here?" I just love that response.
One at a time, Rose. I can't process everything you're saying at once.
They're paying 15% higher than the listing price.
Jesus.
As long as we get the paperwork done as soon as possible. I think if we allow it, they'll be paying up front, too.
Even with that urban legend?
It's
Oh.
nuts.
I was so sure we lost the sale after yesterday.
Don't look so surprised. We still have to conduct some last few checks before we completely hand it over to them.
Please. I'll happily do the paperwork duty, Rose. I'll even go to the land registry myself and make sure the property changes hands with every single legal blessing.
Don't they have better things to spend money on? I'd haggle it down to the lowest possible price if I were in their place, especially with the stories attached to it. Not that my opinion matters one bit here. We're just their agents who are going to receive a hefty commission after all, nothing more. Rose gives me a pat on the shoulder, signaling that she's heading back to them, and an unspoken instruction for me to follow after I've done. Doesn't take me long to finish what she left me. In fact, having our boss sign the agreement is the easiest, since it has put him in a better mood to the entire officer's relief. I bet. At 1 minute I'm fighting this, but I'm beating the shit out of this cold. Now it's beating the shit out of me again. Ma'am Hannah calls me over. For a moment, she notices my presence at the lounge door. Oh, here she comes. She welcomes me with a bright smile. Her movements more open than one would typically expect from a passing client to have.
Oh, Isabel! How are
for
you
God's sake.
feeling? You looked awfully dreadful yesterday.
She's corrected this woman several times. It's Isabella, not Isabel.
Isabella.
I'm fine now, ma'am. I appreciate your concern.
I really don't understand why they can't get my name right. It's a fairly common name. It shouldn't be too hard to remember. That, and you've corrected it about 3 or 4 times. Regardless, I hand them their copy of the agreement.
Wonderful. Your team works unbelievably fast.
Madam Hannah skims through each of the scrutinizing eye, checking every page for any inconsistencies and errors. Despite the unassuming impression she gives off, she appears fully aware of what to look for, and the process contracts like these undergoes. That's better, I think. It is surprising, to be quite honest. I haven't pegged her for someone who is well versed in these things. Yet here she is. She shows some of it in her husband. And shows some of it to her husband, and he responds with the same passive interest as if he's more than happy to leave everything to her. I can't tell if it is purely because he believes she's capable enough, doesn't care about what they are buying, or he simply finds paperwork tedious. Apparently satisfied with what she's seen, Madame Hannah claps her hands together before extending it to us for a shake. Rosalind released a breath. The release of breath we've been holding, both of us more than happy to return the gesture.
That settles it then?
Are you really sure about this property, ma'am? We could easily find you a bigger one among our current listings. Something with a modern touch?
Something not haunted, perhaps? Where she gives me a warning glance that clearly says, "Don't make a scene, we're almost there."
Of course, why wouldn't I be? The house is absolutely perfect, isn't it, darling?
Yeah, you thought that chap earlier was posh.
A helipad would still be a nice addition.
Yes, well, we'll get there eventually, love. As I was saying, if your partner had the documents yesterday, we would have bought it right there immediately. Shame she didn't have it.
Well, there's still a few necessary documents we need you to sign after, but we'll let you know once we have those finalized. We'll be handling the process for the rest, so don't worry about it, ma'am.
Within a week, I hope. We still have a housewarming party to plan after all. You know how much thought should be put into those things.
There are servants for that, darling.
Oh, what a dick. There are servants for that, darling. Yeah, those two are posh, yeah. Well, they are meant to be a rich family who, as it said here, they bought a mansion 15% higher price than was already asked. Even when nobody else was competing with them. They just walked in and decided, yeah, we'll buy it for more than it's worth.
Love, wouldn't it be better if we handled it ourselves? A personal touch of sorts. It is our housewarming party and our new home.
No more than a week, ma'am. Barring unexpected delay, of course. You can leave it to us.
Excellent. Well then, I'll leave you two to it. It's been a pleasure doing business with you. Oh, and before we forget...
She discreetly folds something into both her hands and winks. A finger races lifts around. Oh yes, here we go. I really don't care about a haunted house because
I know both of you worked hard on getting us this beautiful mansion.
Now, for those who are outside the UK, that's a £10 note, that's a £20 note, and that's a £50 note. So that is filled with a hell of a lot of money, as you can imagine. And I don't know that because I know the colours. Although, to be honest, you rarely ever see a £50 note. If you do, it's best to give it a sideways glance because it might be fake. Because they're notoriously easy to fake, but they're also very easy to point out that they're fake. So a lot of people, when they look at 50s, they go, not touching that.
Did I mention we reward our people generously?
This is... Ma'am, I can't accept this.
Don't you worry, darling.
Oh, yeah.
It's a small thing coming from us. Consider this your bonus for a job well done.
I mean, they're already getting a bonus, but sure, I'd take it. I'd take it without a second thought, to be honest. She smiles sweetly, like this is simply the most normal thing to do in the
Oh,
world.
before I forget, my lovely interior designer would appreciate it if you hand her a copy of the floor plans as soon as possible. She's dying to work on the house.
I want them to get ganked by the horde.
You can do that, yes? Here's her contact.
Certainly, ma'am. We'll have it processed as soon as possible.
I knew I could count on you, lovelies. I hope to see you two soon so we can get this closed.
I played this game a bit in the past, but I didn't get very far. You get to play as Hannah after you finish Isabel's chapter. Isn't that fun? Just like that, transaction over and done with. My mind's still reeling, even after they've left. Other agents would kill to have clients like them. Jesus, I'd bloody agree to that, yeah. Clients that not only pay extra, but then decide to give you extra as well on the side. Jesus. Part of me feels lucky about the fact that, no lengthy negotiations, no sudden change of minds, just talks, signatures, a few handshakes here and there, and we're done. The other part? A second ago, we sold a haunted property to 2 innocent clients. Oh, come on, they're blue bloods, they're not innocent. Sure, the commission's big. Big enough to continue funding Papa's treatment and hospitalization. Big enough to pay for all 4 of my daughter's siblings' schooling. Heck, it'll keep me away from instant noodle diet for months. I don't have to go back to the mansion as well. Once the deal has been closed, much to my sanity's relief. But knowing that something's in there, and we gave it to a good couple despite that. Oh, Isabella, the things you do to sell a house and get money, Papa won't be happy with that. But it depends if he believes in ghosts or not. At least I have good news to tell him next time I call home. The little lie I told Mum this morning isn't a lie anymore.
Well, there's something.
Something, definitely something.
So how does it feel?
How does what feel?
Your first big multi-million-pound sale, silly. I know you've been with us for years, but this has got to be memorable for you.
I was trying to think it was. Jesus. So you get to be a posh person. Well, let's see. See if I can find. Basically, you get to go through all these different characters. And you see, first one here is Isabella, which is you. Then you get to play as Hannah, Zachary, Marianne, who's the interior designer that the rich people hired. Rebecca, as you saw, the girl with the pink hair. Ashton, also known as Ashhole by this character. And Luke, the bleached blonde creep. Memorable is an understatement.
Come on, show some enthusiasm. They gave us a bonus, too. Aside from the commission and the other bonus boss promised.
Jesus, there's a lot of bonuses. Fucking hell. That is a lot of bonuses.
What are you gonna do with it?
I don't know. Send it home, probably?
All of it?
Not everything, of course. Most of it. I'll leave some for my living expenses.
Yeah, see? Isabella's a good girl.
Listen here, Isabella. I'll teach you something I should have told you before we ended your training.
She slings an arm over my shoulder and leans in close to my ear as though she's about to share a big secret.
It's okay to celebrate from time to time.
I don't get it.
It's simple. Go out, do something for yourself. Throw a party and treat your friends to free food. Didn't you say the last one's some sort of tradition back at home for you? Hello, this is practically a done deal.
Isn't throwing a party a bit excessive?
Your call. I won't say no to an invitation, by the way, in case you really are planning to throw one. A few drinks would be nice too, thank you very much.
I don't think my apartment's big enough for that.
You could always move? Bloody hell, you're working in real estate.
She's got a point.
I think I'll pass. That's too much of an unnecessary expense for me. But I did promise Becca free lunch in case the sale goes well.
You go do that. Hold on a sec.
She quickly moves herself from me to answer the phone on disk. Her tone shifts from playful to professional in the span of a few
Today?
seconds.
Not a problem, ma'am. I could bring you a copy of the contract if...
Must be another client. Nothing surprising there. She's one of BRC's top agents, so no matter how modest she appears, the saleswoman through and through. I, on the other hand, have very little knack for it. Of course, I learned eventually. I had to. But someone else will, no, without a doubt, do a better job. Once, though, in a drunken stupor, Rose told me a story of what could have been. Years ago, wide-eyed, young and brimming with yet-to-be-fulfilled dreams and ambitions, she was a term or two away from a nursing degree. Out of curiosity, I never pressed on the matter further. Perhaps it's where the sense of fondness started. A small connection due to one similar experience in our respective lives, of goals we both let pass us by because of the circumstances we're in.
I'd be happy to discuss this over tea, ma'am. All right, I'll be there. Thank you.
New client?
Reassigned. Have you heard from Mark at all?
Not since the first visit to the mansion. Why? No news from the HR yet?
None at all. Boss thinks he ran away. I doubt it, though. He's too much of a wimp for that. There must be another reason. Who knows?
Perhaps he got eaten by the ghost.
Anyway, I've got to meet this one. I'll see you later.
So there's a wave on her shoulder as she rushes out the building. Lunchtime bell sounds shortly after, followed by the chatter of fellow agents also heading out to a much-needed break. Ordinarily, there's no need for me to go out, but oversleeping didn't allow me the luxury of packing my own lunch today. If one considers taking an instant noodle cup from my pantry packing your lunch. Time to make good on the promise I made to Becca, I suppose. Maybe invite Zack and Ash too? Sounds like a good idea. In the end, only Becca and Zack would come. Ash, on the other hand, couldn't be reached. All my calls went straight to his voicemail. He's at it again, right here today, gone the next day. Oh well, his loss. We've agreed to meet at a nearby cafe, the same one I frequent with Becca because it's cheap and they give away free bread around the closing time. Oh yeah, also, another thing I quite like about this game is, no, that's not it. You have a branching path, see? Branching path here of like what you choose to do. This goes there, that goes there, da, 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 all the way to the end. And then that affects all the other paths. So we agree to meet in a nearby cafe. Someone because it's cheap. Oh yeah, sorry, I already read that. Quaint, a little old-fashioned, though looks a wee bit out of place amidst the city's tall buildings. But we love it all the same. And there's a cat picture there. Wait a minute, is that cat the Antichrist? With this little cross there on its head. Don't ask me. Don't ask me. Much like its facade, the interior carries an antiquated charm to it. Vintage art pieces and a row of shelves boasting an extensive collection of books cover the walls. It would have been nice to hang out here for hours on end, but even on a weekend, the place is still packed with people. Fucking people. Thankfully, Becca and Zack have already found seats and are engaged in some casual chatter when I arrive. It's strange seeing the two of them without Ash accompanying the other. They've never been particularly close. Sure, they talk when they meet, laugh at the same time when there's something funny, but there's distance. The kind born purely out of different interests. That or Zack simply afraid of Becca. Probably afraid of Becca. It's not impossible and I wouldn't blame him if he is. He might be the tallest in our group, but everybody knows that it means nothing against Becca's temper. Even I am a little scared of her.
Becca!
Well, you seem to be in a better mood today. What happened? I know that smile, Belle. Come on, still.
Don't rush me. Let's order food first, okay?
A waitress comes by and take her order. On a normal day, me and Becca will order a hearty serving of their special vegetarian stovies. Zack takes anything with a good helping of meat, sausages and potatoes in it. Sounds like me, to be honest. But today's a good day. Great even. Yeah, it's not wrong to indulge a little, right?
Today's special. For the three of us.
Even the person jotting down our order looks surprised at today's meal choice. She writes it, nevertheless, and leaves without a comment. Becca furrows her eyebrows, her mouth halfway open, ready to let loose what's likely a string of reprimands.
Don't worry. It's my treat.
Glad she sends by way reminds me of the one I received from Mama when I punched a kid bullying my younger brother 18 years ago. Naturally, I never did it again after she made me apologise the next day. But Becca's far from being my mum. A small sheepish grin is enough to turn that frown into a defeated sigh. Food arrived in the middle of a funny story from Zach, putting the rest of the conversation on hold as we are served our order. It isn't anything fancy. Pan roasted sea bass with citrus dressed asparagus and a portion of mashed potatoes on the side. Or at least that's what the daily specials board says it is. I'm not sure I agree with what that is. It might be, for all I know. I never did pay any attention to it whenever I came here, since they price whatever's written way above what I'm willing to spend on food on a single day.
Oh, good. I'm so hungry, I think I'm dying.
You're always hungry.
Hey! Not all the time.
Let me guess. You skipped breakfast again.
Not on purpose. I may have overslept by a few seconds today.
Breakfast is for the weak.
Right then. Stop stalling, Isabella. What's this about?
Let us say, Rebecca. She wouldn't be inviting us out if it wasn't worth hearing out.
Well, we're waiting.
I'm treating you guys to a once-in-a-century thing.
An expectant grin breaks out of my face, except...
I'm sorry, say that again.
And this is important because...
Becca only raised an eyebrow at me while Zach appears like he didn't get the punchline to another lame joke Ash made and is desperately searching for someone to explain it. Oh, bummer. Maybe I should rephrase it. Ash is not here, so we should celebrate. Nah.
Okay, let me do that again. Guess what, guys? I'm paying! I sold the house!
As the news sinks in, their expression goes from sheer bewilderment to utter surprise. That's more like it.
You heard me right, ladies and gentlemen. As of today, I, Maria Isabella Grace Cruz Santos, am free from my instant noodle binge.
Jesus Christ, I thought my name was bloody big and long, but I've only got 4 words in my name, not 5.
Seriously?
Hold it, Belle. You sold the house?
Well, me and someone else, but yes.
Yep.
Which house is this? In Anselm Village? The one with the open house yesterday?
Yes, the haunted one.
The one and only. Come on, Becca. I know you've got a better memory than that.
Oh, wow. That's...
She lets out a hum, although she's nodding. She gives the impression of someone who has heard something unbelievable and is still forcing her brain to absorb it. Did she think we wouldn't be able to sell it? Have some faith in me, Becca. Am I not your best friend in the world, or what?
You don't believe me?
The words tumbled out of my mouth before I could stop them. I've been trying to avoid bringing up yesterday's little spat, and judging from the look on their faces, it seems they are too. Me and my stupid mouth.
I'm sure it ain't the way you're thinking, Bella.
No, I do believe you. But don't you think the sale happened a bit too fast? The open house only started yesterday, and now you already have a buyer?
To be honest, they were overly eager to have it.
It happens from time to time.
Yeah, but look, I'm happy for you. Just yesterday, you've been really worried where to get money for your dad's new treatment. And now, all of a sudden, you have something. What if the sale doesn't push through, or I don't know, they're a fraud, or they suddenly back out?
That's a good one, Dart. That's a good one, Dart. Yeah, they... rich people want to buy things so often that I think as was also mentioned in the newspaper, Trump wanted to buy Greenland. That just proves to you that some posh people don't seem to understand that money doesn't get you everything. Yet. Or depending on the nation. Since you could imagine you could just buy Greenland.
Isn't it a little too early to celebrate?
Rebecca does have a point, Bella. If you haven't closed the deal yet, there's still a chance they'll go back on it.
They don't seem like it to me. The lady appeared to really want it, and she approached me without even finishing the tour.
Pressured me into it more like, what, slavery's legal? Let me just hire them for a few pennies. Yeah. Or debt weight, or, debt slavery as well. I was reading a fantasy book where these elves had a bunch of other elves as slaves. And then when this chap was like, okay, I'll solve your problem for you and stop these monsters, blah blah blah, but you free your slaves. And they said, okay, fine. Then when he came back, they said, oh, we freed our slaves, but they owe us all this money, so they're going to have to work it off. Needless to say, he wasn't happy with that. So he just burrowed a hole in the fucking wall and had them make an escape. But I'm not going to tell Becca about that. Knowing her, she didn't.
And she already hired someone to handle the house's interior design.
You're joking. Who would do that?
Yeah, exactly. Imperialism, exactly.
The rights, apparently. It's actually pretty funny. She's a bit too excited to get the property, she forgot to buy it. At any rate, they've already signed the agreement today, so it's just a matter of time. And don't tell anyone about this, but Ma'am Hannah also gave us something extra.
Something as in...
money! Or porn.
As in, it's why I can treat you two to a free meal.
I'm more surprised you accepted it.
She didn't really give us a choice in the matter. So don't lose sleep over this, okay? The couple really want the house. If Rose didn't stop them, they'd likely have paid up front for it yesterday. That's despite the legends, too. I even tried to show them the letter. But nope. I want this house, darling. Go take all our money.
That's a pretty accurate, a pretty accurate impression, wouldn't you say? I want this house, darling. Take all our money.
You don't really think they believe that, do you? I'm pretty sure for them, those are just rumors as well. No one is that superstitious in this day and age, Belle. Well, there's you.
Right. You know what? I'll just eat all of these by myself.
I begin to gather the plates on my side, food of each still untouched. A laugh almost escapes my mouth with the way Zach's expression quickly changes to disappointment. Becca's hand interrupts me just as I'm about to pull her plate close to me.
I'm kidding! Don't go all pouty on me again. I'm just concerned you'll get hurt if this doesn't happen. I know how badly you want to close this deal for your papa.
I'm sure he's gonna be fine now, though, with the money. They don't know yet. I think I'll call them tomorrow. Let them know things will be easier. Mama said this morning he's showing progress with the new treatment, too. It's just a matter of time.
I feel the big cut there. Ain't nobody takes my food. Yeah, but I mean, as covered earlier, he's actually like a kind of gentle giant sort of character. You know, he's the sort of person that if you saw him on the street, you didn't know who he was, you'd think, oh, fuck me, he'd probably just crush me into a wall if I so much as glance at him. But no, he's like, really, really nice guy. I know, it was just a smile, genuine and uninhibited. It's strange talking about this with other people, even those who've known for so long enough. But today things simply feel a whole lot lighter than they've ever. I'm getting tongue-tied. I do apologise, everyone. I know I am too, but if somebody takes my food, they get puppy dog eyes. I love that. Don't take my food. If you do... I just love it. But it's pressed in enjoyable fashion. A laugh here, playful jab there, but most of it spent catching up and telling stories about whatever is keeping us busy these days. Something we couldn't afford to do the day before, taking into account what happened. Even Becca's surprisingly chatty. Is there something in the sea bass we ate? Zack, though, appears less energetic. While he's far from being the life of the party, he's definitely not the type to keep quiet in conversation with his friends. Apart from a few inputs, he's been silent the entire time. If Becca notices...
Are you sure you're not feeling under the weather, Zachary?
Huh? No, I'm okay. No worries, Rebecca.
Doesn't sound okay to me.
It's okay. I might be feeling a little bummed out today, but I'm sure this will pass.
Is it about the reviews this morning?
A pain expression crosses Zack's face, and almost immediately, Becca retreats in her inquiry as though the man's look was enough for an answer for her. I looked between the two of them. Did I miss something? What happened this morning? Did I stumble on a big secret? This is why I don't like waking up late.
You heard about those, huh?
Sorry, I just happened to check on some sites this morning.
Nah, it's a very sensitive topic in the first place. I should have expected it.
What reviews?
Becca glances at Zack, her emotions unsure, eyes asking for his consent on the matter. Although there's a small desire to keep asking on my part, I don't dare voice it out. With Zack, it has always been better to wait, let him speak on his own. Becca too, to some extent, although with her, explosions of temper are more common. In the end, he simply answers with a shift of his shoulders, gesturing for her to go on with a tilt of his head.
It's his movie.
That doesn't explain anything. Stop dangling the information, Becca!
Zachary, I'm not the one supposed to be telling her about this. It's still your documentary.
Is it something bad?
Not bad per se. You guys don't need to dwell on it much.
Bad? Listen here. I wouldn't trivialize what those bowheads wrote if I were you. They're ruining other people's jobs.
Bowheads? I've not come across that term before. From how her tone raises in anger, it seems like she's the one slighted and not Zack. A snicker escapes me, which I promptly stomp down as soon as she sends me a hard look.
This isn't a laughing matter, Isabella. Some bowbag just insulted him.
Bowbag? The hell did you get these words from, dear?
Calm down, Rebecca. Those are just reviews, and it happens a lot.
I do not ken about you two, but calling the entire film an out-and-out drivel, you're better off watching an educational kids' TV show, and worst 1.5 hour of my life, among other things, isn't exactly a critique any decent movie reviewer would say.
Certainly not the last one. I've seen far worse. I highly doubt he made a movie that would be so bad I would say that. That belongs to Twilight.
If you could call that a critique, did we even watch the same film?
Probably Irish. I've never heard anyone in my family say bowbag. To be honest.
Well, maybe I ain't cut out for it. Better stick with my photography or something. If nothing else, this helped me open my eyes to what I can and can't do.
You're giving up.
It wasn't.
It was just something experimental I did on my free time anyway. It's no big deal.
But you worked on it for months.
Doesn't look like it matters for those people.
Don't say that!
Palm strikes the table, sending the table and the top clinking against each other. I didn't even notice when I rose from my seat. But here I am, chest heaving, looking down at him in the same manner a teacher would at an unruly student. Becca's probably proud. I didn't mean to yell, but there are some things people like Zack aren't supposed to say. How exasperating. He, of all people, should know.
It's just a review.
Except they're pretty well-known critics.
Why does that matter? They aren't the ones calling the shots on this. Isn't that why they have a committee?
That's true. Plus, I mean, critics' flavour always changes. I mean, look at John Carpenter's The Thing. When that came out first, it was called boring, too gory, too slow. Today, everyone loves it because it's bloody good. Because there's a reason it's slow. There's a reason it takes its time. But, you know. Fucking critics.
Right, Becca!
The new scream is in her eyes when I turned to her. What did you find so entertaining here? Help me here. Your friend's about to quit his passion for a petty reason. I haven't read all those people wrote about his work, but a few scathing words shouldn't be enough to discourage someone. I should know. After all, I'm...
Failing means you're playing, Zach. Not that I'm saying it's bad. I've seen it from start to finish, and I know for myself what you created isn't something people should scoff at.
Actually, that reminds me of a quote from the movie The Robinsons, where they're saying, they were celebrating whenever a chap got a failure, and they were saying, failure teaches you, winning, not so much.
I don't know anything about filming or photography. Hell, I don't have an inkling of artistry in me except for those doodles I make for class.
Yeah, Doug, it is both bloody and is good, but yeah. with John Carpenter's The Thing, it was complained by critics at the time as being too slow and too gory and nothing really happens. Oh, it's so boring. Da 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 da. So, you know, critics don't know shit.
But I know what I watched. Look at Isabella. It's not every day you see her all riled up like this.
Whatever I'm about to say gets lost in my tongue as a flush of embarrassment blooms across my face.
It was a heat of the moment thing. And anyway, I'll be very angry with you if you quit. What about the exhibit?
What exhibit?
Classified information.
Even if I bring you your favorite tonight?
Nope, not a chance.
Oh, come on! I thought we aren't supposed to have secrets.
A burst of laughter comes from
Thanks,
Zach.
you two. I might need some time alone to myself for a while. Just to think about things, how I'll go from here, that sort of stuff. Hey, I'm not quitting, Bella. Don't give me that face.
There's no face at all. Only a poor imitation of puppy dog eyes. If you could call this one.
Promise?
I'll be damned if I break any promise I make to you guys. Besides, you're right. It's too early to say anything right now. What's night ain't for another week?
And that's all the answer I need for him. As sentimental as it sounds, there's a fulfillment in knowing another person you know won't take the same path you've walked. It's not like it's over for me though. I still have time. I can still come back. Do my own thing, do what I really want to do. Surely once Papa recovers, once I'm done with everything. So I'm back, my phone buzzes unexpectedly, breaking the pleasant afternoon lull. Screen shows Rose.
Hey, Isabel. You at the office?
Ha ha. Very funny, Rose. I'm hanging up.
Don't, I'm kidding. BRC says the floor plan copies are ready for Miss McCullough to pick up.
She states that as if it already explains everything. Then, out of the blue, she launches a long rant about the awful state of Louisville streets. All of which she says in a single breath that I can barely keep up and make out a single word. I stay quiet, if only to avoid becoming the next object of her frustration. She's similar to Becca in that regard.
I'm stuck in horrendous traffic right now. Bloody stupid drivers.
That's how you know it's in England. Bloody stupid drivers. She's finally run out of things to complain about and stops. What she says next still has none of what I'm hoping to hear from her. Just a quick mumbling plea for me to meet the right interior designer in her stead, and Anne.
Anyway, I'll leave it to you. Bye. Thanks.
Classic Rose. She ends the call without even asking for my input. Yeah, classic Rose. Save. The sky is cloudless and the noontime sun is beating down the hard concrete when we leave the cafe. It's far from unbearable, but it's enough to put most people in a fickle mood or make them vulnerable to catching something. No wonder we have staff members going AWOL lately. Not to not to mention my boss's mercurial moods. I can't believe I'm saying this, but I want our usual cloudy weather back. Oh, don't worry, this is England. It's cloudy weather almost every fucking day. For all the gripes about the unprecedented weather, though, the streets of Luxburn remain constantly busy. The hurried tappings of shoes against the pavement and the inane chatter coming from the lunchtime crowd fill the humid afternoon air. A small reminder of things we still have to do, regardless of how much I want to return to the comfy bed of mine. The comfort of my bed. Back to priorities for me, Zach to a meeting with magazine publisher featuring luxury houses, and Becca to her lesson plans and books at home. But more than once I catch her sneaking a longing glance over something displayed in a shop window. Does she want to buy something? Maybe I can get it for her this Christmas. I turn my head at the last shop she just checked out. A fleeting glimpse. The world stills. Oh, here we go. Fucking hell. That is just nightmarish. She looks at me, eyes hollow, gaze piercing, and boring into my very soul, like a set of chains to keep my whole body still. There are no shadows or whispers this time, only a plea, a hum, low and indistinct, compelling me, beckoning me, intent on dragging me to the void beyond the glass. I don't dare move. My heart hammers against my ribs, each beat, each thump, screaming at me to look away and make a run for it. But I can't. I couldn't. All of my limbs feel heavy, while my own breathing strains in the face of her claws.
Leave me alone.
My mouth is stretched into a grin, wide and unpleasant. Panic building up in my chest forces me to take a tentative step back. I try not to stare at the decaying flesh, the blood streaming from the gaping wounds on her arm or her nail-less fingers. I don't want this. Not like this. Not after I got what I want for Papa.
No, stop. Leave me alone.
Ah! God, that fucking face. Oh. Her face contorts as she lets out a wail, sharp and utterly unforgiving. Rage. There is only hatred and bitterness, as if the very notion of turning away from her is an offense in itself.
Please! I don't want this!
Before I know it, I'm stumbling backwards, my own throat hoarse from the screams I didn't even notice already coming out of my mouth. Back of my feet catches a loose stone, sending me spiraling on the ground. A sudden pain completely jolts me out of the haze, blowing my mind. For a little while, my surroundings appear unfamiliar, until Becca's face swims into my vision. Nothing concerns on her face, and her hands are gripping my arms tight. Even Zack appears beside himself with worry while he stands behind her, acting as a shield against the small crowd of onlookers already forming around us.
What happened?
Bella, you okay?
My mouth opens and closes, but nothing comes out. The words refuse to form. On impulse, I sneak a swift glance at the display window. She's gone. Yet the forbearing feeling hasn't left me. My hands are shaking as I push myself off the ground, my weakened limbs relying solely on the reflex of the muscle memory. Something icy has made its home at the pit of my stomach. I want to throw up anything to get the wretched sensation
You are
out.
screaming! Zack, call someone!
No, don't. I'm good. I'm good. I need to get to the office. Rose, the floor plans. Someone's going to pick it up. I'll see you later.
Careful! Don't stand up yet. Stay put, Isabella. Zack, you watch over her for me. I'll call for some...
I attempt a smile to put her at ease, but it likely comes off as grimace. Gently, I push her hands off my shoulder. My knees are still trembling, but I can stand. Leave. Leave me. Stay away. Away. Humidity stifling. Everyone's stares are unnerving. And Becca and Zach's concerns are suffocating. I don't want to be here. No more. I break into a run. I wish I hadn't left my bed this morning. Here, with only the occasional drips of water on the sink and the whirring of a fan blades to keep me company, it's easy to fall into a cycle of negative thinking. But even with the clutter to keep me company, the room still feels a whole lot bigger than usual. I hug my knees closer as a group passes by my window. Loud. So loud. If only there was a way to tune everything out, to keep my head from replaying every image, every sound of her. Her screams, her awkward gait as she reaches for me, her bone-chilling smile, her pleas for... Enough. It's enough. Shiver passes over me, though it's not from the hair still hanging damp against my back, nor the draft that enters the room from the window I've left open. My gaze shifts over the letter sitting on the coffee table. Its edges flutter innocently as the wind touches it. I'd fucking burn that letter personally, or stick it in a bin, or flush it down the bathroom or something. Funny how an ordinary piece of paper can bring this much trouble. The impulse to throw it away or rip it to pieces is still there. I can easily do it, but after that, what? Will she leave me? What about the people who have already seen it? Will they be okay? This uncertainty gnaws at me. Knowing that she is real and might also go after the people I care about. I just wish someone would listen, believe me. About breaking the silence nearly makes me jump out of my skin. Blindly, I fish out my phone under the mess of papers and cushions where I've carelessly thrown it before taking a shower hours ago. Ash's name flashes bright on the screen. Is he calling because of this
Thank you
afternoon?
so much for spamming my inbox, Scaredy Cat.
Hey, Ash.
What's wrong?
I just had a long day. The couple who bought the house wanted us to finish processing the papers within the week. It's a little hectic, but we'll manage.
Really? You sold it?
Don't sound so surprised. I told you, you don't stand a chance. The rights won't take no for an answer. You've been on the losing end from the very start. Ha!
Whoever said I was interested in the house in the first place?
No, you did.
But you said...
Despite his light tone, his snicker only comes off as annoying to my ears. I have to fight the urge to end the call right there and there.
You're
Stupid
such an
Ash.
ass. And just so you know, I'm not treating you to a separate celebration. Or ever.
No, that's just unfair. And here I was looking something up for you. Didn't you say you wanted to talk to Andrew?
Sounds good. There you go, Ashhole. I pause. I did say that, I didn't think he'd actually go through the trouble, considering how much he scoffed at the whole idea of the topic in the first place.
Is he okay with that?
Totally. Besides, I need to ask him about something. I might as well do it soon. What do you say you come with me tomorrow morning?
Well, there's no harm in it, I suppose. I've got a free day anyway.
Great, I'll just pick you up. Don't oversleep.
Don't compare me to you. I'm not the one who sleeps like a rock.
Another round of chuckles from him. Oh, I will live for the day we will stop making fun of me. Just wait, you ashhole. As I'm about to end the call, he clears his throat.
Isabella?
His sudden different tone sends my eyebrows shooting up in my hairline. Is the world ending today?
Yeah? Did you forget something?
Do you think we...
Oh, say that you love her, damn it.
Never mind. Good night.
Well, I mean, I say, I'm the one sitting there going, oh, just tell her that you love her, blah, 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 like, so easy, but whenever I'm in that situation, I pretty much say the same thing. Do you think, we, could, and then end up imitating, Thingy from Notting Hill? He hangs up instantly. Rude? Completely rude. I didn't even get to thank him. Busy tone, though muffled, echoes through the receiver. No one is saying this will work. Even I am doubtful it will. But right now, I would take anything. Anything to get out of this nightmare. Sleep comes easier tonight. And for the first time in a long time, I dream of clear skies, of unrestrained laughter from children playing in the streets, and of small, cramped dwellings. To an outsider, the sight does not paint a pretty picture. However, this is home to me. Aww. But you forgot to get the fucking papers! Morning door was bright and clear the following day. The air still feels muggy, and I miss the chilly autumn weather. It's one of those rare weekends when I'm up even before my alarm rings. If it wasn't for Ash's call last night, I'd probably sleep in. When 9 AM rolls around, I'm already heading downstairs where Ash is waiting for me in his car. His hair is a disheveled mess, eyes drowsy, and overall looking like he hurried to get out of bed. He fell out of it. Or both. He looks adorably rumpled this way. But I'm not going to tell him that. It would only bloat his unbearable ego.
Good morning, Ash.
He makes a motion with his fingers around his ear, tone it down.
Can you even drive?
He answers me with a single raise of his hand, a yawn, nothing more. He has never been particularly fond of mornings, and for that I'm thankful to every god in the universe. And less mental capacity for him to make fun of me. There's a reason why mornings are my favourite. Not too long of us reached our destination, the small cafe situated in Luxembourg's busiest street. The same one I'd often visit with Becca for its cheap food. I've never gone out on a Sunday, and it's striking how different it appears without the usual weekday and Saturday rush. Oh, this is different from the last time I played this. The atmosphere especially reminds me of something we also have back home near the university I used to attend. I wonder what happened to it. It's been renovated before I left, so I never got a chance to visit one last time. The place has always had a calming effect on me. But today, despite standing in a place similar to it, anxiety easily washes over me as soon as I step out of the car. I'm quite used to dealing with people I've never met before, thanks to my work, but still, I don't know him. In spite of the fact both Ash and Becca have vouched for him, what will he think of me and my story? What if he thinks I'm crazy? Hell, even my own friends thought so. I draw in a breath to quell the panic beginning to rise in me. Oh well, only one way to find out. A few hesitant steps forward, and then Ash is suddenly pulling me back.
Hold on, scaredy cat, not too fast.
Warning, he flicks my forehead hard.
That hurts! What was that for?
He's already walking away when I look up, and I hurry to catch up with him, puzzled. I really don't understand this guy. At least explain why you're flicking other people's foreheads all of a sudden. So rude.
Get yourself together, will you? He's not going to bite. He's very accommodating, too.
I wasn't scared of him or anything.
You don't look like it. Didn't sound like you were okay last night either.
Huh?
What was that last one? Hey! Don't just ignore me!
All questions and retorts die in my mouth once he opens the door to the shop. A cast iron bell attached to the chime softly, announcing our arrival. The smell of freshly brewed coffee welcomes us as soon as we step in. Like the usual, several tables and chairs have been sat at by the patrons. But most of the customers have forgotten them in favour of the more comfortable throw pillows and bean bags the staff has laid out on the floor. Becca would love to know they have something like this on Sundays. She's been complaining how uncomfortable the library chairs are for so long now. Actually, she's been in a scheduled spot near the window, where an old man, probably his 50s or 60s, is seated enjoying
Professor Clark.
It's just Andrew now. I'm no longer your professor, Detective Inspector Frey.
The guy, Andrew, looks up from his book and gives him a smile. A sheepish look crosses Ash's face at the old man's admonishment. I'm More unusual, in my opinion, is seeing him appear like a parent has just scolded him. But it suggests a familiarity between them, one that goes beyond what someone expects from a simple student and mentor. I'm gonna make a sarcastic comment about that. With another woman's smile, he gestures for us to take the empty seats.
Have you been waiting long?
Quite some time, but I come here early on weekends. Best time to get their first serving of bear claws. They're the only place that serves it here. I took the liberty of ordering for you two. I hope you don't mind. I thought it'd be best to talk over a decent helping of coffee.
But I don't like coffee. Soon enough, waiter brings us 2 more cups and sets down a basket of pastries.
Aren't you going to introduce the lady?
Ah, right. Sorry. Isabella, this is Prof. Andrew. He's one of my professors back at the university. Andrew, this is Isabella Santos.
Santos. Portuguese? Spanish? Brazilian? Mexican?
I'm trying to think about how racist I can be towards you.
Filipina, actually. It's a pleasure to meet you, Professor.
Ah, your name carries a lot of history, Miss Santos.
It does?
Just Andrew is fine. Don't do what Ashton's doing. He doesn't listen to this old man.
He doesn't listen to anyone, more like. The awkward tension typically present in first meetings dissipates after that. I was expecting someone strict and, to an extent, someone severe. But Professor Andrew Clark is definitely the opposite of what I had in mind. The more personable kind, similar to a grandfather who dotes on you at family gatherings. It's obvious why Ash has taken a look at
Ashton
him.
tells me there's something you wish to discuss that I could help with. Let's hear it then.
I give Ash a hesitant glance, but he just nods and gestures towards Andrew with his head. Head, whatever. He's leaving this to me. It's my story to tell, after all. I keep it short and concise. I found a letter in a solemn mansion, now I'm cursed. Exactly as I told Ash and Zach when they asked me about it. I don't mention the name of the place. No use saying it now that someone else legally owns it. No use dragging other people into my problems.
I'm sure it's that letter I found, but I don't know anymore. I just want to know how to escape this nightmare.
Of course. We're talking about the one in Anslem Village, aren't we?
How did you...
Don't look so surprised. There's only one place popular enough here if we're going to talk about hauntings. I once had a colleague who wrote about it and the urban legends surrounding the place. Years worth of study, but fascinating. It's a shame he passed away at such a young age. He would have done a much better job at explaining topics like this one compared to me.
Did he also die mysteriously?
Ashton here might disagree, but it's an interesting topic in sociology, if you care to have an open mind.
Yep. So just jumping over to the other window so I can get a full screen. There you go.
Studying the science and theory behind it is completely different from outright believing in it.
He's got a point.
You don't believe in those stories, sir?
Now, this isn't a question of belief. All I'm saying is things like these speak a lot about a place's culture and history.
Oh yeah. The off license near me sells these Fantas from America, as well as a lot of other things from America as well, like Rice Krispies stuff. But I love these, like Fanta Manga. Mango! God damn it! I don't know why I said manga. And then my parents would do the same thing when they called manga mango. My dad to piss me off, my mum because... Anyway, tangent over.
And it's not just limited to ghosts. Monsters, gods, you name it. Even you, Miss Santos.
I'm a god?
What about me?
How you respond to these stories. It tells a lot about you and your upbringing. In the same way it tells me why our detective inspector here finds such topics absurd. Interesting, isn't it?
He was raised as an atheist, which is all the more better than my honest. My head is starting to spin from all this. I'm not the smartest person around, but I understand what he's trying to get at, I think. It's still too much to take in at once. I look at Ash for help, but his eyebrows are drawn in a frown. If he keeps staring like that at his cup, I'm pretty sure it'll crack soon.
There's still something you're not telling.
Didn't I tell you everything the other day?
Yeah, but you mentioned the rights. Then you proceeded to drop the topic right after. What's with that?
They don't have anything to do with this.
Rights? Luke and Hannah, right?
Yeah, they're the ones who got the place.
Ah, I'm not surprised. They're the kind who gets what they want once they set their eyes on it.
That doesn't sound like a positive.
From what I've heard, word gets around.
Every sigh escapes my lips. Probably or not, they're just my clients. Albeit a little pushy, but just clients. End of story. I wish you'd stop pestering me about them. Shut up, Ash. Nah. What is it again that Becca does when dealing with particularly difficult children? The pesky, annoying kid. I wish I could remember. Could certainly use that same trick.
Ashton, look here. I know you're trying to help, but the deal's almost already closed. The papers are being prepared. Once it's done, it's over. I'm just their agent.
And when is that happening?
When what? Is there even a purpose to this line of questioning?
Your working relationship with them. When's it going to end?
About a week from now. It depends on how long the approval process would take, but they wanted us to rush it.
Really? You're absolutely sure about that?
Yes, really. Unless they want to buy a house again and want me and Rose to be their agent. If yes, then I don't see a problem with it. Now stop annoying me about it.
Don't accept it.
What? Why? It's my job.
Oh lord, even my younger siblings aren't this difficult to deal with. Then again, Ash is far from a younger sibling to me. If he'd only spell it out, surely I'd understand. We wouldn't even have to talk about it right now. That's how it is, right? Find an even ground. Talk about it like adults we are. Like the adults we are. It wasn't like this before. But somewhere along the way, something has changed in us. As people. As friends. I wish there's a way I could tell when or why. Instead, I'm left searching blindly for the reasons. Next thing we know, we'll be drifting further and further apart. Oh,
now, kids, settle down. We're not going to solve anything by shouting.
Sorry, Sir Andrew.
And we're not going to solve anything either if you keep omitting things.
Speak for yourself. I'm not the only one doing it.
You'll have to forgive my former student, Miss Santos. He's always been the curious kind. Many people think he's lazy, but it's actually the opposite. I see that hasn't changed.
Much like El from Death Note, his brain works so quickly that he can eat sweets and not gain weight. God damn, I wish that would have...
Oh, really? How is he, back when he was your student? I'm sorry, I need to ask. He doesn't talk much about that.
And there's a reason why. Please don't.
Tried to sleep on the first day of class. He didn't repeat it after what I made him do when I caught him. Students like him are the easiest to deal with, once you know what piques their interest. I'd have to say, he's one of the very few who's actually interested in the subject, though. But there was this one time when...
By the end of the conversation, Ash looks like he's praying for the ground to swallow him. He's never been one to talk about himself. But I know about him. But, no, what I know about him are mostly bits and pieces I've gleaned over the years. He's an atrocious singer, he's bad at art, and he has a personal vendetta against mornings. Oh god, it sounds a bit like me. Now? No, it feels he isn't that hard to figure out. After all. It's past noon when Andrew has to leave us for another meeting. But before we separate...
Miss Santos, a word of advice. Just keep in mind that when it comes to cases like this, things aren't always what they seem.
Oh, I got an achievement, so I didn't do this last time. I must have gone with the whole, oh, let's get a priest to deal with the thing. Naturally, the mansion and the letter was brought up several times during our talk. And though Ash is right in that Andrew offers a different perspective, He has left me with more questions than answers instead. Yeah, because I think I went with that one, which goes across to there. Yeah. What is she? What does she want from me? Is she ever going to leave? They'll continue to bug me after we've left the coffee shop. I don't even notice when Ash takes a different turn on our way back.
Where are we going? You can drop me off at the park.
Guess. You have 3 chances.
I'm serious, Ash. Where are we going?
You asshole! He doesn't answer, but shortly he stops his car in front of a small, nondescript food stall, a little ways away from the movie house. If I wasn't paying close attention, I would have missed it without a doubt. He motions for me to wait as he gets out of the car and walks in this direction. Run now, he's trying to kidnap you! Sheesh, if you want to buy something, just say it. No need to make yourself look mysterious. It makes you look more like a dork than cool. The wait isn't long, however. Soon he's walking back holding 2 fish-shaped cones in both hands. Ice cream? Parfait? A cross of the two? By the time he's back inside the car, I've given up any effort in trying to figure out what he bought. Not that it looks bad, it's actually quite cute.
Here, take it.
I have to move my head back a little when he thrusts it at me. That's what she said. To avoid ice cream and fruit toppings from ending up on my nose.
What's this for?
Yeah, what the hell is that thing?
My arm's getting tired. 5, 4, 3, 2.
The very grandsire take it off his hands. I still don't understand why there's a need for ice cream today. Nevertheless, I take a small bite. It's actually pretty good. Must have shown on my face because he chuckles as soon as I
Saw
take
the place
a
open
bite.
the other day when we watched Zach's movie. Thought I should give it a try. It doesn't seem like a bad place to get food from time to time.
And you're giving me free ice cream because...
You're pretty!
Do I need to have a reason?
Touché.
Are you really going to ask me that?
Here's the thing about Ashton Frey. He does not just treat anyone to free food because he feels like it. He's that much of a he's that much of a Scrooge. Hell, he even asked me to teach him how to haggle once. Haggle! Of all people who ask me that. I'd have expected such a request from Becca, but Ash, not at all. If I'm going to be honest, he looks a bit constipated with that expression on his face right now. I think he's starting to regret ever buying this.
The other day? The movie with Zach and Rebecca? Rebecca's there, yeah, I think so. Yeah!
Oh my god, this man is me!
Anyway, during the movie, we, that's to say, we... Shit. Should have written down something first.
That helps. So I'm told.
Get to the point, Ashton.
Right. I'm sorry.
What?
I'm sorry for, not getting to the point. I'm sorry for the other day. I got carried away. I said things that upset you. I shouldn't have done that. I'm sorry.
Aww.
Oh, okay.
Okay? That's all? That's all you're going to say? You're not still angry, are you?
You didn't have to buy me anything. A simple sorry would have been enough.
No. I bite into the cone again in a small attempt to keep myself occupied and relieve the heat crawling up my face. It doesn't work, but at least I don't have to look at him. Why I'm feeling embarrassed over an apology, I have no idea. It's not like it wasn't called for. They were being mean, especially him, and In that fraction of a second, it hits me. He skipped his day off just for today. I should be the one apologizing and thanking him. Silence is an awkward company while we finish our respective snacks. There are words for this. For people like us, for understandings and sentiments like this. Yet, in this instant, they won't come. As promised, he drops me off at the park right after. Phrases unsaid, still hanging heavily in the air. Aww. In this weather, the city park gives off a lazier and more languid vibe than usual. Where children are usually seen running around and playing, there are now people laying leaned back on their picnic baskets. Leaning back on their picnic baskets, simply enjoying the afternoon sun. The smell of food drifts on the nearby carts, and if the wind blows in the right direction, one would catch the whiff of freshly trimmed grass. Glass? Grass. Maybe I should try walking home today, to get my mind off things. I try and find the words somehow. I haven't done
Thanks,
that.
Ash, for today.
No problem. Say hi to Rebecca for me.
Yeah, I will.
Even so, I linger. We both do. A mild, humid breeze brings the smell of dried leaves, warmed earth, and a far-off distant memory of false starts and awkward first meetings. Same place, same people, playing the same parts. Funny how of all the days, my brain chooses to remember it now.
Wait, Belle.
Ash aces his car. His strides are unsteady when he approaches me. Or maybe this is his uncertainty showing? I'm not quite sure. He has never looked uncertain to me before. Always calm, always sure, always collected. He stops a short distance from me, close enough that he's within arm's reach, but just far enough for his voice to be heard over a decent small talk, if this is what it's going to be. He fumbles for something in his pocket.
Catch.
Small bag lands cleanly in my outstretched hands before it hits the ground. I was an eyebrow at him, and he responds by shrugging and stuffing both his hands in his pockets. Somewhere to the side, he finds an interesting spot to look at it. Sometimes you have to wait, Papa said long ago. For once, this time, I listened. His voice is halting, hesitant, when he finds it again.
My mom used to make me carry around one of those when I was young. To ward off evil and bring you luck, she said.
I don't believe in this kind of thing now. But if it makes you feel safe, since you're a total scaredy cat, then I guess it's okay to give you one.
Aww. Perhaps, at the moment, there aren't any words for it. I've never been good with those. But right now, I could thank him in the best way I know. If it was more me, I'd probably say that, but I think... Anyway, nope. I closed the short distance separating us, and lightly, in place of phrases one couldn't spin together, or answers too early to seek out, I lean over, and give him a little peck on the cheek. The touch is short, fleeting, the kind that speaks volumes of boundaries we don't often cross as friends. Nevertheless, the thought is there. It lingers. In the gentle autumn wind that passes, in the empty space separating us when I step back and look up at him with a smile. It's easy to express gratefulness this way, isn't it? At least, with my own family, that's the case. For the two of us, I'm not quite sure. Did he understand? After all, gratitude is considerably harder to put into words when you spent the latter half of your relationship, your friendship, teetering between good-natured jests and ruffling each other's feathers. Seconds pass before he clears his throat. His face has gone remarkably red, whether from the heat or something else I can't quite tell, or I can tell. But he understands. I know he does. There's a smile on him when he finally meets my eye. It's the gentlest I've seen him show.
I, gotta go. Got some reports I forgot to file the other day.
Uh-huh, that's what they call it, eh? That's what they call it, filing reports. Yeah, I did a bit of filing reports earlier.
Yeah, see you around. Thanks for the ice cream and the charm.
Don't lose it. You won't find one here again if you do.
I won't. I might move like I have 2 left feet, but I know how to take care of my own stuff. I'm not a total klutz.
I know.
In Belle, remember that one time? Devlin Court?
Oh, I do. With all the clarity in the world.
At the time, when we... What I'm trying to say is that you can rely on me. If something... anything happens. Not the exact same thing, of course, but... you get the idea. I'll be around.
I'll keep that in mind. You're not that bad after all.
Aww. After leaving, he waves at me one last time. Next time we talk, we'll be back to the way we are. Because at the end of the day, that's how things have always moved between us. What we're familiar with, what we're comfortable with. But for all that, it's always easy to put my own faith in him. I just hope I can keep him safe. Keep them safe. Keep him safe. Light wind blows again, sending dried leaves swirling and a distinct smell of earth into the air. The first time the sunlight feels harsh. Maybe a walk is good? I need to visit the grocery too. Come to think of it, wasn't there an art store that opened recently near the park? The cat's name is Beruthiel. Oh, this is what Scissors' colour. It's an odd name to give a cat, in my opinion. But it speaks grace, much like the one that carries it. It shows ways, switches his tail, and his eyes full. Has this branch messed up? Because they didn't mention about a cat here, but I do remember mentioning the cat there. Never mind. Not sure what he finds fascinating in me, to be honest. I wasn't the very picture of grace when he found me after all. It was a bad idea, carrying 2 heavy bags of newly bought art materials and groceries without help or a sure ride home. In hindsight, perhaps I shouldn't have bought all these at the same time. I didn't even make it past the park. And now I'm suffering underneath the glaring afternoon sun, hunched up on the park bench and drenched in sweat, in the company of a cat curiously watching my every movement. I hope it stays where it is. This is a black cat, but back home, they're considered ill omens.
Don't look at me like that! I can act graceful as well if I want to.
Cats are adorable. Not that I've ever acted gracefully in my life, of course. Growing up with rowdy younger brothers and sisters does that. Or maybe it's the opposite. Mummy used to call me a little troublemaker before. Well, graceful or not, there's no use moping. A short breather and then I'm off home. Besides, it isn't like the company's bad, even if it's a cat, as long as it doesn't bite or cross my path.
Where's your owner, anyway?
He has one, doesn't he? An owner? That's what the collar's for, isn't it? A bandage is wrapped around one of its paws, though I wonder what happened to it. Did he run away?
Well, if you don't have one, I won't be able to take you in. My apartment doesn't allow pets. I tried to bring one home before, a cat. Not black, of course. And Rebecca threw a fit before the landlady could.
Aw, poor thing. I take a small packet of sweets from one of the bags beside me and pop it open. As I'm about to put it in my mouth, he meows. My hand stops.
Do you want one?
He doesn't meow again as I'm expecting him to, but I take his unblinking gaze as a yes. I should have piece of the palm and hold it out for him warily. He sniffs it once, twice.
Baruthia!
Ah. Like a good, properly trained pet, Baruthia responds as soon as he's called. Recognition comes as soon as my head snaps in the direction of the voice. Miss McCall was hard to miss. What with her height?
I'm sorry. Did my cat hurt you? Miss Santos, was it? I'm surprised to see you here.
Nice to meet you again, Miss McCullough.
Were you harmed in any way? I'm sorry. Baruthiel's not exactly fond of other people. Even run away from the veterinarian right now.
Oh no! He was just sniffing my hand earlier.
My Baruthiel's a she.
I do apologise. I've never come across the term. I've never come across the name Baruthiel before. She? All this time I thought the pause in conversation, if this can be called one, is uncomfortable. We're nearly two people working different jobs at the same time. Frankly, meetings like this don't happen. Meetings like this don't happen a lot, and if it does, a simple nodding of heads is enough. Still, trying to be friendly wouldn't hurt, right? I give my tone cordial.
I'm actually surprised you have a cat, Miss McCullough.
And why exactly is that? There are a lot of people who have pets.
Are you saying I'm a hateful, evil woman?
Yeah, but not a black one. I'm amazed you're taking care of one.
I don't understand what you're trying to get at. Is there a problem with my cat?
No, not at all. She's very sweet. Just in other cultures, aren't they a sign of bad luck?
Back at home it is. My grandmother used to tell me stories about it.
Nothing has happened to me so far.
Displeasure is evident on her face. Oh, that's not good. Ah, of course, I've forgotten that for other people, black cats are an omen of good luck. There you go again, running your mouth off, Isabella. I rack my brain for a way to remedy the situation, but she holds out her
This is a
hand.
good place to stop and end this conversation, don't you think so? It is good to see you again, Santos.
A complete dismissal, if I've ever heard one. I watched her as she leaves, though she stops shortly before crossing the threshold, separating the park and the street. She faces me again, looking like there's something she's forgotten to say.
By the way, about the Ermengarde mansion, with my clients, it's the rights. I mean, I hope you don't mind me asking, but has the deal been finalized?
There's still a few papers they need, but the house is more or less theirs now.
Ah, thank you. That's all I needed to know.
Wait, about the mansion. The
letter, the same one they saw. Whoever she is, she's asking for help. Someone. I want to tell what's going to call the urban legends aren't just urban legends anymore. They're real. She's not going to believe me.
Don't mind me. I need to go too. Have a good day, Miss McCullough.
I hastily pick up bags and pick all the bags I've left on the bench and run as far as my legs can take me. At that moment, what I'm carrying in my hands weighs far lighter than the overwhelming guilt trying to consume me. Home. I want to go home. Anywhere I won't be reminded of the house, of her, of my own cowardice. Food tastes this tonight. A pity. One would think that someone who had been a continuous binge of instant noodles would find a home-cooked meal enjoyable, but it didn't. Hunger isn't what is gnawing at me tonight, neither are my sore muscles. Ah, here we go, yes. Down here, there's a very fucking creepy moment. I'll let you guys know when it happens. The TV runs loudly in the background, but what it says barely registers in my brain. It's hard when the things you're trying to forget keep returning to the forefront of your mind. It distracts you, eats at you, devours you. I wish this would stop. I wish I wasn't the one who picked it up. I wish it was somebody else.
In other local news, a woman was found dead in her home. Luxbourne police officials are currently investigating the crime scene, but has classified the case as homicide. The victim, identified as Rose Pamela Cooper, 33 years old, working as a real estate agent.
Rose?
Discovered lying in a pool of blood in her 2-bedroom flat with the words "Help me"
Fucking
repeatedly
hell.
written on the walls.
Look at that. No, no! This isn't what I want. This isn't supposed to happen. None of this is supposed to happen. No one's supposed to die. Those are just stories, right? Legends. That's what everyone has been telling me, so why... And I... Immediately I rush over to my study table to search for my phone. My hand, cold from dread, clings tightly to it as soon as it touches the edges. A piece of folded paper, the letter, lying unassumingly beside it, slips to the floor when I pick up the device. But I pay it no mind. There are more important things. Right now. I need to call her. I was with her. I was just with her not too long ago, and she was okay. No. It isn't Rose, I'm sure of it. I just talked to her and a sob escapes me and hot tears begin to blur my vision. One after another they trickled down, weighted by the very same guilt I refuse to admit I've been carrying from the start. The same one I've been hiding from. The same one that has put the people I care about in danger. My hands shake as I navigate through Rose's number in my contacts list. She'll answer, right? That's what she always does. She'll pick it up, tell me to turn down the waterworks and call me a wussap.
She'll answer. Please answer, Rose.
Again and again I dial, whispering, praying.
Come
pleading.
on, Rose! Don't do this to me! Please pick up! I know you're there, Rose. You're not dead. Please tell me you're not.
This adds to the series of deaths and disappearances that has plagued Luxbourne in the recent years. The authorities are currently looking at a possible link with the notorious Anselm Butcher case.
TV runs loudly in the background, deafening static sounds from my phone's speakers. But in my ears I can only hear the screams, her pleas, her whispers. We are not safe. Hello? Buzzing sensation jolts me awake. My body still wants to sleep, to forget what I heard, what I saw last night. But it's there, nudging, prodding at me. Slowly, I've become aware of how awkward my position is. The aches that accompany sleeping in curled up position the night before. If I even slept at all. It seems so impossible to forget now that Rose is gone. They say it's easier when you say it out loud. Instead the words weigh heavier on me each time. She's gone. Gone because of me. Gone because of the letter I was too curious to look at. I should have been more careful. I should have just kept my mouth shut. I should have destroyed it before anyone else got involved. I should have... Notification light on my laptop blinks incessantly, mockingly. I look at it as if it's calling me back to a sense of normalcy. I check it, nevertheless, out of habit more than anything. If this were one of those typical days, I'd happily comply and get myself to the office. Today my limbs just feel heavy. On one hand, going will keep me busy, keep my mind elsewhere. On the other, the place in itself is a stark reminder of what my own fears have cost me. It's good work. Maybe it won't get me anywhere. This is just like one of those things, isn't it? You deal with it with a smile no matter how bad things get, and hope for the best. That's how I deal with things. Though my whole body feels like lead and my limbs are sore, I push myself away from the chair and head for the shower. Now I dropped on the floor last night, flutters open, as I pass by, unfolding for no one else but for me to see. Every word written on it glances back at me. They sneer, they ridicule, like living beings fully aware of what they've done. With half I pick it up and shove it in my bag, perhaps with more anger and frustration than I'm used to showing. This too I'll deal with. Somehow I'll find a way to make things right. I have to. For it takes more people from me. Even if I must do it on my own. If I remember... Yeah. People's listening, phones ringing, feet shuffling. Overall, today looks like a typical working day at Briar Realty Corp. Except it isn't. The air is thick with tension and unspoken questions. No doubt everyone present has already heard about Rose. If they missed last night's report, they'd likely see it in the morning news, in the papers, or on various news sites and the internet. Everywhere is a bitter reminder. In fact, everyone's giving me a wide berth, as though the mere mention of Rose would be enough to trigger something in me. It's appreciated, but it only serves to create a bigger hole in place where Rose is left. After lunch, my boss calls for a meeting. I don't have to look up from my work to know what it's about. He's in a strange, pensive mood today, probably out of respect for a dead colleague. Ollie, I'd appreciate more if he just shouted at me today. Anything
I'm sure
better.
you've all heard of what happened to Miss Cooper. She was a valued member of our team and she will be missed.
Yes, she will be missed. At least that's how his voice comes off.
There's no date for a funeral yet, but those who wish to attend, kindly speak with your respective supervisors.
But my supervisor's dead!
By the way, has anyone heard about our still AWOL staff? None? HR, you know what to do. Santos, a word? In my office?
At the end of it, I've been given the entirety of Rose's workload, including finalizing the rights papers, and have been promised an ample compensation for my efforts. Okay now. I think he's expecting me to be happy about it. Instead, I immerse myself in my work. I have to, anyway, if I want to forget. Employee of the month. Time flies when you do, and by the time I give notice, it's already late. Everyone's already gone, leaving me in the company of a radio and a member of our janitorial staff. I don't even know his name. Most likely does. She remembers people easily like that.
The Luxbon Police Department continues its search for the following reported missing people.
Radio bears out one name after another. Hold on a second. Missing? Aren't they? Still, I have to check. Frantic, I turn back to my desktop. Now tapping my fingers against the keys, fills the office for the better part of my shift as I look through everything. The background about the place, its history from the current owners, and the list of employees hired by BRC. And I'm right. Of course I am. BRC may have a lot of staff, but they may have a lot of agents hired, but I'd remember those names anywhere. After all, they're also part of the crew who worked with us in preparing the mansion for the open house. Then the letters... No, that can't be. I hope it's not one.
But Rose is...
Something snaps into place in the faction for a moment. These people, Rose, that's it.
I need to... No. If it's like this, they still won't believe me. I have to make sure of it first.
Evidence doesn't lie, that's what Ashton says, right? If I have proof, then maybe... I don't want to get my hopes up yet, but maybe there's still a way I can save them. The letter, my phone, papers, anything that would be useful. I grab all of them and stuff them into my bag. I can't stay here. There's something I need to do. There's something those people should... The noise cut sharply through the room, stopping my hand short of cramming a paper into my bag.
Hello? Anyone there?
Alright everybody, Here's the fucking creepy part. And we also get a death scene again. Someone must have left their printer open, so I may be in a hurry, but if I don't turn it off, another person is certainly going to have a fit tomorrow after wasting company resources. Most of the time it's Rose who does the nagging, but the clicking of my pen in my hand is a welcome distraction as I search for the said object. Each stride my feet takes also echoes throughout the empty workplace. I lost sight of the janitor minutes ago, and with me being the only one left, the tapping of my feet against the wood floor is something I soon learned to appreciate. It doesn't take long for me to find it. By the time I turn it off, 5 pages are already strewn across the ground. The paper tray have also been left ajar. Sighing, I pick each of it up, put someplace proper. But the page that greets me next makes my blood run cold. Here we go. The chill then makes its way up my spine as numbing as the day in the attic. The sheets crinkle under intense grip. All I can hear is my breathing as it rasps through my gritted teeth. Before I can even gather myself, take the first steps out of there, total darkness suddenly envelops me. Oh, that fucking sound. And as if hearing every horrid thought running through inside my head right now, something snaps. Soft creak grating the thin veil of stillness that has descended into the room. Every muscle, every bone in my body goes rigid to the sound. Familiar. So familiar now. Yet my own traitorous curiosity still presses me to take a careful peek over the cubicle's wall. There she is! It's her. Standing in the only place of the office, albeit facing away from me. She doesn't even need to turn around for me to know it's the same misshapen face, tattered clothes, and unsightly gait. The same person in the attic. Take a step back and my palm holding slips in the hand, and her entire head turns! Fuck off! Ugh. That is a haunted fucking image. She moves to sitting around with a duck under the table as quick as I can. Here we go. I can hear the bone-chilling sounds of her walk, weird clicking that follows her, and the telltale squelch of something wet as she walks towards me. Oh, I can see that face on the screen. Jesus Christ. Nearer and nearer. Sounds are slowly getting louder. The only thing keeping the woman from escaping me is my hand and close my mouth. Someone, please save me. Anyone. Close my eyes, muttering a continuous string of prayers, all the while attempting to steady my own breath. Please don't let her near me. Let's get it wrong on purpose. Here we go.
Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. Amen.
Well, that's the worst prayer left me. All that remains is a hush. None of her footsteps nor the chilling sound she makes. Only silence. Is it safe? After another second pass, when nothing comes... What? Ah! I knew that was going to happen, but I completely forgot about that fucking... Oh! See, it was repeating what she was saying. Oh shit! Woo! Shit! Oh, you've got to be
who art in heaven,
shitting me. Woo! Oh, come on! Oh, thank God for that. Jesus Christ. Such a more recognizing. Is she gone? Slowly I open my eyes, take a peek. I don't dare move and make a noise. Look at that. In the face of such terror, I can only beg to let out silent pleas to whoever's out there. Please, please don't let her notice. I want to live. Here we go to Hannah. It is far too easy to get them to pay attention, enraptured. They hang on my every word and follow my every move. All of it would have been stifling had I not grown used to such stares. Most are respectful, some are hostile if we are honest, and a few are downright inappropriate. After all, I am...
Hannah Wright!
Ah! There's a moment of agitation as a familiar but less than welcome face approaches me with a suggestive smirk on his face. Of course, I have to keep a benevolent smile and greet him as I greet any good friend. After all, this man can turn heads, being famous in his own right.
Officer Lee! What a pleasant surprise. I didn't think you'd have the time to attend tonight's party.
So that death, and then to Hannah. He is more Luke's friend than mine, really, and I am quite sure I only invited his wife. Much like I am only friends with the Chief Inspector because of Luke, Luke is only friends with Rochelle because of me. Unlike how I treated Lee, however, Luke never hid his animosity for the Lee matriarch. It was an odd sort of relationship where we would have awkward double dates. I don't even recall his first name. It started with N, I think. I might be wrong. Aside from being Chief Inspector of Luxbourne Police, his wife, Rochelle Lee Valance, owns a general electronics company. Fridges and freezers, mostly.
Oh, I always have time for my favourite socialite couple. Might I say, you look positively ravishing tonight.
He sounds less like a police chief and more like someone who should be arrested by the police. Oh, you look ravishing tonight, love.
I see the husband isn't with you.
Ah. The way he eyes me up is enough to make my skin crawl. I just wish Luke is here to fend off the more unseemly of our peers. You know the ones. Men who are just a bit too friendly, staring too long at my assets, and getting close just because my husband is not here. And to think they have the gall to do this at my own party. In my own house, if I might add. But, like any high society woman worth their salt, I know how to handle it with grace and dignity.
I suppose you are looking pleasant as well. Luke's busy with work, unfortunately. Rochelle isn't here.
A shame. I do hope he isn't causing you much trouble. That husband of yours can be a bit daft sometimes, acting like he's still some young bachelor. The wife sends her regards and her apologies, but something came up with a doctor and she needed to attend to it. You know her, being pregnant and all.
We make small talk. Rather, I'm forced to do so, as he would not leave my side after finding his place there. Much to my chagrin, I've been extricated from the few who would flock in hopes of flattering, or I can tolerate them far better than Lee. He is a nice enough person, and I adore his wife, who is obviously the brains behind the two. But there is something unsettling about him. I do not trust him as much as I want to. He regaled to me tales of Luxbourne Police Department, a different affair to the usual gossip I am privy to, and, though I loathe to admit, is interesting nonetheless. I expect the topic of business to die out quickly, which would be understandable enough due to the confidential nature of his work. But oh boy, was I wrong.
So, wearing civvies, I steal and drive off with one of the police mobiles, right? In the mirror, I see the mutant chasing on foot and screaming about theft. The look on his face was priceless when I parked it in the garage.
Oh my. You made him chase you all the way home for a prank. What did Rochelle have to say about that?
Rochelle has a strange love and hate affair with Lee. He is a married man who did not grow up past his early 20s, judging by the way he acts. Surprisingly enough, they've been married for a good 20 years. A lifetime, if you compare it to my marriage of 7 years with Luke. I, on the other hand, well, Luke has known Lee. I should be happy about that, I suppose. Although, my darling did have most moments.
The wife pulled my ear and gave me a good talking to, though. Besides, we live in a flat a block away, so it wasn't much of a grand chase.
Weren't you living in a house near the countryside?
Moved for work, you know. Or you probably don't.
No, I don't. But a flat in downtown. I suppose if that's what you like.
Oh, it's horrid. Hate that tiny place, no matter how convenient it can be for work. 55 square yards are not enough when you need to get away from the wife.
That just shows how privileged Hannah is there with like the whole, no, I don't understand what you mean to move for work. Why could you get a faster car or move your job somewhere else? Honestly, these poor people.
I wouldn't mind a place away from the city. Even started looking at the ads. I spied an interesting lot, actually. Heard it was finally put up for sale. Or that something mansion, you know the one with all the ghost stories.
I know what he is talking about. There are really only a few urban legends around here. It's...
The Ermagerd Mansion?
That's the one. Worthy of a king it is. I'd buy it myself, but Rochelle would only gripe if I brought it up to her. Not to mention all the expenses a place like that would be a real fixer-upper. You also have to find someone willing to work there with how superstitious people can be.
If it becomes a problem, just hire someone to do an exorcism.
Actually, I do know of someone who could be up to the task. You remember the Ludgates party at their Christchurch summer residence?
Of course. It was an excellent soiree. Everything was so classy, too. Such good taste.
Oh, that place was a pigsty until they hired out this interior designer and they turned it into a bloody palace. She worked for the Exodus for their apartment in Soho too, and they recommended her when we were looking up pieces for our beach house in Porto Colom.
Oh, so this is set just before the open house.
I think I have a business card right. No, I must have left it in my other jacket. Anyway, she's called, what's her name? McCullough, Marianne, I believe, yes. But truly, if anyone were to get that place in McCullough, well, they'd be the envy and the talk of the town.
Well, if you put it that way, I might just snatch it up for myself. This place was starting to feel a bit small lately anyway.
Sure, a 3-story penthouse might not fit the definition of small for some people. Okay, maybe a lot of people. But it isn't big enough to have grand parties in. As it is, I only invited about 30 people to this one, and it already feels cramped in here. Oh yeah, I can see you can barely move your elbows. It certainly would be nice if I didn't have to ride an elevator up and down several floors before I can get anywhere as well. All Luke's words and mine. Besides, I have been looking for a good anniversary gift. Luke might like this one. Where is he anyway? Luke is just to the nines, and Luke is just to the nines, as he usually is, and he looks ready for whatever the day will throw at him. butler and valet wait at his side, just in case he isn't busy as he looks. Oh, sure, that is normal. What is confusing me is the fact that he is on his way out of the penthouse, considering we won't have anywhere to go until much later.
Where are you going?
I am to attend the Triad Autumn Tasting. I do believe I informed you of this 2 weeks ago.
Yes. And might I remind you that I had stricken that off your schedule? Because 1, the doctor told you to stop consuming so much alcohol. And 2, I informed you a few days ago about the open house we are going to attend in its place. I've even found this marvelous interior designer, Mary Ann McCullough.
It's a 3.5-hour drive to Cardiff. I don't have time for this. This is like that little party you threw all over again. You don't inform me of it, and you expect me to stay and be a gracious host when I have business elsewhere. You know how I operate, Hana. Unless this was penciled in, I am sticking to my schedule.
If I may intrude, the madam is correct. Your physician did insist you moderate your drinking, unless you wish to incur acute pancreatitis.
Oops. Oops.
And you did have this open house penciled in last Wednesday morning.
Bollocks! I don't remember doing so.
Bollocks! Poor bitch.
Well, you did. While very hungover, in fact.
You did. Moaned about me being too loud and gave in after some pushing. Perhaps that was a bit too cool.
Whose side are you on?
Oh shit, I'm feeling shit.
Come on, Luke. You promised we'd do whatever I want this weekend.
Gordon Bennett, fine. I am giving this house tour of yours a chance. But if it proves to be a waste of time, I am going to Cardiff, and you are going to take a cab home. Are we clear?
Crystal. It's just a bit of husband and wife tit for tat, isn't it? That was bad. Sorry about that. One side of me feeling saver, or as they seem to call it, reality sets in that you and your partner might not always see eye to eye. Fairly true. Perhaps it's one of those years. 7 of them lived in this couple.
I just cannot bloody believe I agreed to this. I was really looking forward to the Triad tasting.
Sometimes I think it's something a bit more than just a simple disagreement. I have to stop myself from wondering where he went. Oh. Yeah, I'm feeling quite bad. I think I should stop the stream actually. Yeah, sorry everybody. I think I just have to stop the stream because I've just feel really shit. Let's send it a bit early and find someone a very day. Okay, I'm sorry, I'm just gonna have to find someone to invade. Who we look at? Yeah, why not? Star Wars: The Old Republic. I missed this game. I missed this game. Played a lot of fun. I'm just gonna set up the thing here. No bloody advert for Elder Scrolls Online. Piece of shit. Come on. Fucking adverts. Then maybe the whole room is heating up and it's not just me. Let me just doubly certain that I've saved this because not really not feeling good. Some of those times I was coughing, I felt like I was gonna bloody vomit, and that's not good. See about finishing a little thing here and there tonight. Oh, he's playing as an Inquisitor. That's the first class I chose. Bloody good. Right, let's try. Oh, I've already raided. Apparently.
How do I do that, Jinzu?